I did a little short the other day that's been seen by about 10 people, I think, about someone telling me that I should go and live somewhere else. And when they first said that, I was like really upset and felt a bit sorry for myself. And then I realised, actually, I don't want to be the same as everyone else. I've spent a lot of time and energy working on myself to become this version of me. And if I'm different, that's okay. And I realise like the tests and the lessons just keep coming and coming and coming until we learn them, and I keep saying that and I keep believing that, and then I think, oh, I wish the lessons would just stop. Like, haven't I done enough already? And this lesson I've just had, you know, when something just kind of hits you, like I kind of manifested it. Like this thing that I've been holding inside of me, that if I speak my truth, then I'll be rejected. And that's basically what happened. I said how I felt about something, and then I was rejected and told, you should go and live somewhere else, you're different. Which is basically like my worst fear coming to light. But what I've realised is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because I don't want to be somebody different. And if one person doesn't like me because I want to go to bed early, if one person can't understand that sleep is really important to me, it doesn't matter. Everyone doesn't have to like me. And it's funny because I keep saying these things. I'm like, it doesn't matter if people don't like you. It doesn't matter if people reject you, blah, 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 let them, all this kind of stuff. And I say it and I say it and I say it. And then when it happens, I allow it to affect me. Realise that I hadn't learned that lesson. That's the lesson that I needed to learn. That, yes, that might happen. When I stand up for myself and I speak my truth and I set my boundaries, yes, I might be rejected. But that's okay, because people that reject me for my boundaries, I don't have to keep them in my life. And it's a bit difficult when you have to live with somebody. Because of where I am at the moment, I'm volunteering, and like I love it here. I absolutely love where I am. It's an incredible place. It's so beautiful, and but obviously there are other people here as well, and pretty much everyone I get on with really, really well. And if I don't, it doesn't matter, as I say. But there's been this conflict, which I found really difficult because I've always run away from conflict. I always wanted people to like me. Subconsciously, I say, oh, it doesn't matter. But subconsciously, I still want people to like me, which I think is a fairly normal human thing to do. But in this situation, obviously somebody doesn't. And I've moved now. I was sleeping somewhere that was right next to the communal space, and I go to bed super early, and that's where the conflicts came from, that I asked if one person could listen to music on their headphones in the night, and they said basically I expected everybody to change for me. I expected everybody to change for me, and I came here and I was trying to impose my ways, and it's always been like this, and this is how it is, and I don't know anything, I've just got here, and all this kind of stuff. And then I was getting everything wrong, so I said, please can you write the rules down for me? And they said, no, you know what the rules are. And I was like, well, I don't, because I keep getting things wrong. And everything's in Spanish as well, and so like I find it really hard to express myself as I would in English in Spanish, because I am far from fluent, which has resulted in me, I think, feeling even more frustrated and probably not reacting in a way that I would normally. But I again have just woken up and realised what the lesson is. The lesson is, yes, you may be rejected if you enforce your boundaries. Yes, not everybody's going to like you, but everything's still okay. It doesn't matter unless we allow it. And I was letting it affect me. And I can take back my power and not let it affect me. Step back into my light instead of being dragged down into somebody else's argument. I've changed me because I can't change anybody else. A very, very lovely person swapped caravans with me. So I can't, and I don't expect other people to change for me. I just want to be able to sleep. because sleep is one of the most important things for our physical and mental well-being. Yeah. And again, I think I said this before, I had these expectations that when you're like in the middle of nowhere living off grid, that when it gets dark, everyone will go to bed, because that's what happened when I was in Costa Rica. When you're living on solar power, when it gets dark, pretty much everyone goes to bed after dinner, lights off, bed. So again, it's my fault for having expectations. But I literally, like, what other people do doesn't bother me unless it impacts my life in a way that negatively affects my health. And then I choose to remove myself from the situation. Again, I don't expect somebody to change. I just remove myself if somebody's behaviour affects me negatively. And in this situation, I couldn't, or I can't. No. In this situation I've moved to sleep somewhere else because I don't want to leave. I want to be here for lots of reasons. So yeah. The lessons, not to have expectations. It doesn't matter. It dents your ego when somebody doesn't like you. But at the end of the day, the peace that I have has come from within me, not from other people. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. Yeah, reflecting a lot, learning always, growing. Thank you for listening.